this is gonna be another talking video. I feel like I haven't done a talking video in forever, but yes. I was really inspired by this Instagram picture that I saw. Um, and it was like, not everybody is raised the way you were, or something like along those lines. And oh my gosh, this is like, when I saw that in like the perfect timing. Like, I don't know, when I'm on Instagram just be like speaking to my soul and stuff, like, cause I don't know, but like a lot of the accounts that I follow have like the pictures with like the inspirational quotes and things. I feel like I need to be surrounded by positivity, and that's why. That's why. But yeah, so I saw this picture, quote, text, picture, whatever you want to call it, at like the perfect time, because this is like, um, I feel like going into college, you don't learn like, sure, you learn things academically, but you also learn things like while having a social life, like because you're living with someone. And for me, that's like awkward because I'm an only child, so I haven't really like lived with someone in such a like close, close, closed out space, I guess. So you learn things about yourself, like you learn your faults, your strengths, a lot of your faults though before your strengths, and you gotta like try to adjust to live with someone else who may have not been raised the same way you were raised. And I feel like that's just like college in general. Like, you're gonna meet people who like have different views and are culturally different from you, and it's a good experience. It is. That's what I think one of the reasons why I wanted to live on campus, is because I wanted to learn more. Because especially since like I've lived in the same place for like about 18, 19 years, give or take a few. So I've been surrounded by like the same people for that long, like from kindergarten until like 12th grade. There may have been some people that like moved, but a majority of the people that I met in kindergarten, I graduated with in in June of this year. So it's like, you're you've been around those people for so long, so you know, like, you know how to read those people, not like in a shady way, but you know how to read them, you know how to like um understand them better because you've been with them or been surrounded by them for like a certain amount of time. But when you go to college, you're basically like thrown into a group of people who like you know nothing about. Like, I remember watching a lot of videos on here, and people are like, people are not who they are when they come to college. Like, everyone wants to start fresh and like be the person that they didn't get to be in high school and all that. So like um people kind of come in fake, I guess. I don't know. Or they want like a new start. So I was watching a lot of college videos because YouTube is life. But yeah, so it's like you're getting thrown in with people who like you don't know, and like they're probably trying to figure themselves out too, figure out what they believe in, what they like, who they are as a person, and all of that. So it's kind of like you're stuck in your ways, and it's kind of hard to understand. Well, for me, this is my biggest fault. It's kind of hard for me to understand that people don't think the way I think, if that makes sense. Like, the things that people do, when I don't see, it's really hard for me to understand why they would do that, because in that situation I wouldn't do that. So that's like my biggest fault. I kind of like am stuck in my own perspective, and I don't really see others' perspectives. Um, which is something that I'm working on, continually working on. I just can't, and I didn't see this as a problem in high school because I guess people, since we lived in like the same area and stuff, grew up in the same environment, we all kind of thought the same way in a way. But like, that's not the same thing in college, and I feel like that's not only in college, but that applies to the real world too. I feel like where I grew up is such a small town. Well, not like tiny, but yeah, kind of is. And so like everyone kind of thinks the same way. So like going out into like a new area, it's kind of like seeing different people who don't think the same way, and then you kind of like have to learn their perspective. And like in the real world too, you're gonna be working with people, you're gonna be going to school with people, you're gonna be like, I don't know, surrounded by people who don't think the same way. And it's kind of like, you have to remember, like, you always have to remind yourself, not everyone was raised the same way that you were. And I'm not saying that like people were raised, like you were raised in a good way and people were raised in a bad way. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying that people may have been taught things in a different way than you have, or something like that. Not saying that you're raising or um bringing up is better than the other person's, or the other person's is better than yours. It's not. You just got to remember that so that you can understand other people's perspectives, which is what I'm kind of like working on. Because again, people have different like cultural backgrounds, so they were brought up different ways. So what may seem like an obvious solution for you may not be that way for another person, which is something you gotta like remember. But yeah, it was just like that hit me hard. Like I knew that was kind of like one of my faults and stuff, but like it became clear when I went to college. But yeah, that like picture just like was like a click for me, and I was like, oh, this makes sense now. Like every time someone says something or does something that like I kind of don't understand, I always remember that, and I'm like, okay, yeah, it's kind of like a reminder for me to like not be so like judgmental and like closed-minded when it comes to that stuff. But yeah, it was just like, it's like, okay, everything makes sense now, like I get it, kind of thing. It was like an aha moment basically. And like I feel like, not, maybe I'm the only one who does it, maybe I'm not the only one who does it, but yeah, I just like had to talk it out. Because like, yeah, if you're like me and you like grew up in an area where like everyone's pretty much the same, you might not understand things that other people do who are like different from you, because everyone's unique, everyone's different, everyone has different views on things, how things should be like approached, how to handle things and all of that. And yeah, that's all I wanted to say to you guys. And I missed you guys so much. Like, I missed my YouTube fam. Like, I don't even have a name for you guys, but we'll get there when we'll get there eventually. But yeah, thank you guys for watching my like little rant that I just did. If you agree, disagree, comment down below, like, share, subscribe. Yeah, that's it, really.